Right, good morning and welcome to week 11 in Mobile App Portfolio 2. This week we are looking at in-app advertising and in-app payments, and we're just going to get into it here as people sort of join in. Welcome, guys. We're just going to get right into it today. So, reasons why we want to advertise in an app. What do we think they might be? Try writing some down. Think of a few. If you want to put them in chat or in the comments on the video, go for it. But what is a reason why we would want to advertise in app? So you might say something like you want to be able to make money off your app, you want to be able to make some revenue, gain more customers, or it could just be a simple way of getting, you know, some method of payment that's sort of just running in the background for you all the time, and you don't actually have to work for it. So passive income is what you'd call that. And that's totally a good reason why you should advertise in your app. If your app's a free version and you want to have some advertising to sort of offset some of the development costs, then that's a really good reason. So we're just going to jump right into it. Week 11. Here we go. Got a shorter slideshow today and a couple things that we'll go through online to show you guys how to start looking at some of this stuff. And then, you guys are going to continue working on this stuff and working in your sprints on your apps. And yeah, so let's get right into it. Reasons why we want to advertise. So right now, it is the hottest form of advertising on the market, with an install ad revenue of more than $7 billion, which is crazy. That's how much money is made from advertising inside mobile apps. Apps offer a way more engaging and dynamic environment than any website would, and they get higher CTRs, which is click-through rates, than websites. So like clicking the ad and actually getting a conversion on that ad, which pays more, is almost, well, it's more than double here. It's almost triple uh, on an app. So that's definitely a reason why you'd want to advertise in an app. They're one of the most effective channels for advertisers to capture consumer attention, contextual targeting opportunities. You can target your audience. So with pinpoint accuracy, you can know their gender, sex, location. We can look at app analytics and make monetization strategies. A couple more that we just like to mention. We get paid, so that's a reason why we want to do it. We help keep publishers keep their content free for users. So if you have a free version of an app, and you can boost your downloads if you're advertising for your app, as well as you can reach relevant and engaged users. So you can get the people you want and target them in your advertising campaigns, which is kind of cool. Cool. So you need to be able to niche down, so to speak, on your audience to get the conversions, which is the main objective. So if you really want to get those conversions, you have to be able to hone in and really pinpoint who you're targeting. And the following parameters are really good for detailed targeting. So these 7: demographic, location. So we can tailor our marketing campaigns to fit within a specific country or region, which is really cool. So depending on where a user lives, if you have an app that's just for people in Canada, then you can target just advertising to that relevant geographical area. Device types, so Apple, iPhone, Samsung, choosing the device models to present your ads on can really be, impactful too. Because if you want to advertise for MacBook Air, well, I'm not going to advertise on Androids because most people who have Androids don't really care if they have an Apple computer. But if people have an Apple iPhone, usually they like to have Apple everything. So maybe I'd advertise on the iPhone for my MacBook Air. Um, Number 3 is mobile carrier, which is showing your ads to users based on a specific mobile carrier. So you can actually get, if they're with Kudo or Bell or Rogers, you can actually target your ads that way. 4 is the operating system. So you can show based on the desired operating system. Same thing like Apple versus Android. Connection. This option enables marketers to only show ads on mobile devices when they're connected to the internet, which is kind of cool. So we want to make sure that they're connected to the internet. We can show them ads that way. And then number 6 is interest. So niching down on the audience segment with specific interests can reap more benefits. So, you can kind of build profiles of people and understand if they're interested in outdoors or into cars or that sort of stuff, into food. And if they fit within your, subcategory of what you want to advertise for, then you can target that group. And then the last one is gender. You can target based on gender, depending on, the product or the brand of what you're selling. So those are a couple things just to keep in mind that you can actually target for when we're doing advertising, which is cool. Um, just a quick look at mobile websites versus mobile apps in terms of, the tracking method, available user data, ad blocking, and average daily usage. So it's actually crazy if you look at some of these. We'll break them down a little bit. So for tracking, websites use cookies that, some cookies can disappear after 24 hours on your machine, whereas on mobile apps, they can stay on your device for like over a year, which is insane. And it's kind of scary if you think about it, but also it helps us because we can kind of track different statistics or different analytics for users that we want to target and get, okay, here's the available user data. We can get GPS location, device type, OS, gender, age, and wireless carrier. We can track all of that stuff, which is pretty intense. The websites, on the other hand, we can actually track their web activity. So like, what do they like to shop for? What are their favorite websites, etc. In terms of ad blocking, you can do in-browser ad blockers, but in apps, since each app is its own environment or its own life cycle, there's not really app blocking in phones, not yet. And then obviously you guys probably know this, but the average daily usage in the States it's just in the States here, but we can assume it's similar to Canada. 52 minutes on a mobile website on a computer, 3 hours on a phone. So if you look at your screen time or your device well-being or whatever you call it, you'll see how many hours you spend on your phone each day. And I was just looking at it this week. I was shocked. It's actually insane how much you actually end up spending. I'm just turning on my cursor highlighter here so that you guys can see my mouse when I point at stuff. Cool. So unlike desktops or laptops, computers might be shared, whereas mobile phones are usually only owned by one person and used by one person, which means all the apps they use and all of the stuff it's tracking is to that one person's personal life and all of their daily habits. So, on a computer that might be in the family room, I might use it, my wife might use it, kid might use it, and it's tracking all of that. And it thinks, that's all under one profile. It doesn't know who's using the machine when they turn it on. Whereas with your phone, it always knows that's Ben, right? This also makes the in-app environment an ideal place for advertisers to create effective and personal advertising without compromising privacy protections from iOS 14's privacy protection policy. So we'll look into that in a little bit later, but let's look at this. So how do we get accurate in-app ad targeting with first-party data? So first-party data is, stuff that you can collect from an opt-in basis, and you're able to pass valuable targeting parameters such as gender and age within the app environment. So we can also harness geolocation data to ensure they're reaching the users at the right time in the right place for our advertising. So we can combine all of those things, the device ID, so whose it is, their GPS tracking, and if they're in our app at a certain time, and then we can decide whether or not to show our ad to that person. Within the app environment, active user IDs are tied to device IDs, right? So if you have a user log in, but it's tied to their device ID, then this enables in-app advertising to provide true people-centric targeting. We can really center in on, pinpointing those individuals. So furthermore, if they're opted in, device IDs last on average 21 months. So that's what I was saying, over a year. A cookie can decay within 24 hours on a mobile website, and it's tied to the browser. Here it's tied to the user on your mobile device, and it can last on average of 21 months. It can be longer than that. That's crazy. But you have to still be obviously compliant with privacy laws, et cetera, et cetera. Cool. So how do we measure our in-app ad viewability? Well, in the mobile world, an ad can only be considered viewable if the ad content is within the viewable area of the app or the mobile website for a minimum period of time. So what is that? What are those rules that we have to meet when we're putting an ad in our app? It's good to know them. So to provide an industry standard, the Media Rating Council, MRC, published some guidelines. And according to those guidelines, it can only be considered viewable if it fulfills the following. So pixel requirement has to be at least 50% of the advertiser's pixels. So it's density dependent, and it must be on an in-focus browser or a fully downloaded, opened, initialized application. So you have to have 50% of the advertisement's pixels viewable on the device. So you can't hide the app, but you can hide 50% of it, which is kind of funny. And then time requirement. So the duration of which those pixels must be met in at least one continuous second post ad render. So once the ad loads and renders, then it has to be available for at least one continuous second, which is not that long, but this applies equally to newsfeed and non-newsfeed environments. So as they're scrolling through in their newsfeed, the ad has to be able to load and show within 1 full second, or else it's not going to be considered viewable. So there are currently other organizations, several organizations and industry standards that are being worked on to ensure that this is fair and those viewability measurements are available. ComScore, Double Verify, Integral, just good for you guys to know about them and that's a thing. So you can't just make an ad and then hide it over on some other page and then like you're getting ads, but the users don't see them because then you're not going to get paid. So what is a mobile ad network? So put it in chat, think about it, write it down, put something in the comments if you're watching this video in the future. What is a mobile ad network? Have you heard of one? What's an example of one? What would we use it for? What do you think? You can pause the video if you want to take a sec to think about it. I know I have it here, but don't look at the points, the bullet points that I have. Just try to think, what is a mobile ad network? Have you heard of it? What's a TV network? Think about a TV network that provides you TV, and then think about how that would look if it was like a mobile ad network. So basically, it's a platform that we use that unites advertisers with app publishers. So we're the publisher, we're the developer, right? And we're looking to make some money on our apps. And so a network kind of connects the two, and it's bridging the gap between publishers and advertisers. So there's going to be tons of huge firms that make ads for people and they want to advertise for their newest products. I don't care what it is, but I can provide the information that they want to get if they're tracking the users, if they want to specifically target male 30-year-olds in Canada. I can provide that information, and then they're going to pay me for the ads that are displayed in my app. So publishers, are now able to make passive income through app ads, which is awesome. And ad networks that cater to publishers are called SSPs, supply side platforms. So you'll see that, and I'll refer to that a couple times today. Supply side platforms is the network, right? And then there's the demand side platform, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But the supply side is what's supplying the advertisements, right? As if like they're giving you, if you imagine an ad is like a poster, they're supplying these posters to hand out on everybody's apps. We sell our ad space in our app or on our website to generate that revenue. And then through the ad networks, all the publishers provide the space that they're allowing for advertising and selling it to the advertisers to use however they want for their products, brands, marketing. So a couple recommended ad networks that I recommend. You can't sign up for this one. This is part of Google Ad Manager. It's called Ad Exchange, Google Ad Exchange, and it's one of the best ad networks for publishers. It's connecting premium big brand advertisers with demand from AdSense. But I think the only way that you can gain access to it is you have to have a really large amount of monthly impressions to receive an invite. So it's invite only, and I don't know what the number is of monthly impressions. But luckily, since Monetize More, which I guess is the company that made this, is a Google certified publisher partner, you can give publishers that would not normally be able to access Google Ad Exchange. So you can get through it that way. A little bit of a workaround, but there's still a better option than this. Just for you to know about, this is like what the big companies use. This is part of Google Ad Manager. It's one of the best ones. And yeah, it allows you to get access to preferred deals, filtering and blocking, the option to set inventory as branded or otherwise, dynamic allocation, all those other features that you can use while organizing your marketing. Cool. So the one I want you guys to look into and to sign up for today is called Google AdMob, okay? And Google AdMob is Google owned and operated company since 2012. They serve over 200 billion ad requests worldwide every month, okay? With over 1 million advertisers and 1 million apps currently running on the AdMob mobile network. Yeah, 200 billion. That's just, and that's per month, per month. So per year, they're doing over a trillion ads. They're doing over 2 trillion ads, 2.4 trillion ad requests per month, per year, sorry. Some features include being able to cross-sell to other apps for free, using house ads, running direct deals with advertisers, auto updates through Google Play services, so you don't have to modify your SDK, and then platform supports iOS, Android, Unity, Cocoa, all of that stuff. So sign up for an account now. It's free. If you want to do it, you can pause the video, sign up for an account. You'll use your Google email and then send a verification code. There's so many others, but the last one I wanted to talk about is Index Exchange, which is cool because it's based in Toronto here. And I had a brother-in-law that worked pretty high up here. I've had interviews with them. I never ended up working here, but it's a cool company that's close to home. It's local, and they give publishers access to advertisers from around the world and have some of the largest DSPs and agency trading desks. So remember, DSPs is demand side platforms. So you have your supply, which is your advertisers that are supplying the ads, and then you have your demand side, which is the people that are looking to get ads in their app. It's really made simple with a team of skilled engineers, allowing publishers to focus on what they do best instead of struggling with technical elements. And they really do put a lot of effort into ensuring that the ads meet quality standards and each ad gets screened individually. So us app publishers don't have to worry about malware or app fraud. So you can click there to learn more about Index Exchange. But yeah, just three that I thought I'd mention. AdMob is the one that we're going to use for our projects, but I just thought I'd tell you about a couple others. So, there is alternatives out there. So how do you choose the right mobile ad network? So here's a bunch of, there's 18 here. How do you choose? So it depends on your company's needs. It depends what you want. You want a network that brings in higher ECPMs, which is your click per marketing, or, the number we were talking about, the click-through rate. And you want diverse ad formats. So we're going to talk about ad formats in a little bit, but is it a banner ad? Is it a full interstitial ad? Is it a video ad? You want to be able to, have a diversity in the selection of formats you're using. And insight metrics. Are you able to get analytics and look at the conversions and the numbers, and is your advertising working? Are you able to see the different demographics of who you're reaching out to? And you want to be able to sign up as a publisher and an advertiser for your app to maximize monetization. You want to be able to do those things. So those are some options, some ways to choose. So here's a quick reference. If you want to skip through, you can, but you can click each of these to read a little bit about each network if you want. They're just links to a blog post. There's 18 of them here. Obviously, AdMob is one I suggest, and then Index Exchange we talked about, but Smato is a big one, Pubmatic. You may have heard of a couple other of these, OpenX. Obviously, if you're doing stuff for video games, it just totally depends. AdMob is going to be pretty good for what we're doing, so it's fine. But if you want to read through and choose for your app, then you can totally do that. Cool. So let's talk a little bit about the mobile programmatic supply chain. How does that work? What's the demand side platform I've been talking about? What's the supply side platform? What's, all of these words at the bottom here, SSP, agency, trading desk, what are those things? So first of all, mobile programmatic advertising is an automated process, and it's really, really interesting. There's some really cool videos you can watch. When I was applying for jobs at Index Exchange, I learned a ton about how this works, and they do something like a couple billion transactions per day in MySQL for their advertising space. So they sell mobile media at scale, so those ads, and they make it like a live auction. So you have people that are auctioning off ads, and then you have people that are putting in live bids. And it's like literally like a stock exchange, the way that you can buy and sell ads to, your advertisers and your publishers. And they're kind of going back and forth between agreeing at a price, and then when a price hits, then that's sold. And it's like a stock exchange, honestly, with the bids that are coming in and then like trying to get the best price for what they're selling. So it's really interesting and it's all automated. So it's all like you put in, I want to spend this much money on advertising. It automatically will route you to a person that has that budget for you. And then, you know, between all of the people, whatever you're looking for, is what you're gonna want to get. So it's a really complex environment, and it requires trust and transparency between the supply and demand partners. So between me as a publisher, an app publisher, and a supply side, so someone making the ads, I'm trusting that they're making good ads, that there's no fraud or malware in their ads. And some of the main components of the mobile programmatic advertising industry. So you have the advertiser itself. So for example, we have Ford, and they want to advertise for their new truck. Then you have the agency or the trading desk, which might be something like the actual company that's connecting these two, right? The ad agency that's marketing for Ford. Then you have your demand side platform and your supply side platform. So we'll talk about these a little bit on the next slide, but basically your demand side platform is the side that is buying. And then your supply side platform is the side that's selling the ads. So here we have our publisher, that's our app, and the publisher wants to work with the ad exchange to be able to put ads into their app. So I'm going to explain each of these in detail here and just kind of read through them. So the agency is an advertising agency that's typically an independent organization that handles advertising promotion. So let's go with the example that like this is Ford, okay? So the agency can do marketing for multiple clients. They might do marketing for Tesla, for Ford, for, you know, a couple cereal companies. I don't know, just making up examples. And in order to conduct large scale mobile programmatic transactions for their clients, the agencies work with something called a trading desk or directly with the demand side platforms here. A trading desk is basically what these advertising agencies have. It's a dedicated team for executing online media buying. Like I said, it's like a stock exchange. So they call it a trading desk. And it's basically either a proprietary technology or a DSP so that they can buy inventory, so they can buy ad space. So these guys are working on behalf of the company that they're working for, like Ford. So this agency is buying ad space out there and they're bidding for it. So like if they know that there's ads on YouTube videos and YouTube videos are really good and they want to have their ads on a really popular YouTuber's video, they're going to be buying that ad space. And they'll have these trading desks or these teams of people that are dedicated to solely executing online purchases of that ad space, because these guys will connect the ads. Like Ford will have their own marketing team with the ads, but they need the space to actually put the ad. So these guys are responsible for finding it. The demand side platform is basically what allows the buyers of digital advertising inventory, so either trading desk agency or advertisers directly. So this could go straight to the demand side platform. They don't need an agency, but sometimes and usually the big companies have an agency. And basically, this allows to manage, you can manage multiple ad exchanges via one interface. So if you wanted to buy, you know, multiple locations for your advertising, you do it through your demand side platform. The ad exchange itself here, okay, on the SSP, is a technology platform that facilitates the buying and selling of ad inventory or ad space between the DSPs and the SSPs. And the SSP, the supply side platform, is what connects directly with publishers. So it enables us to make our inventory available to multiple ad exchanges and DSPs and advertisers in order to maximize our revenue. So as a publisher, we're making the app, we're making some space for them to put an ad on. We say like, boom, we put it on here and we're like, hey, look at all of the ad space we have. And then they can take that over to their trading desk, their agency, and buy that ad space, and then eventually the advertiser will fill it with their marketing. So maybe that's a little confusing. So there's this diagram on the next page that I thought was kind of helpful. You have your advertiser here, big company. They can use a trading desk or an in-house team to buy space on the DSP, right? And here we have our publisher, okay? And then obviously there's a user that's going to sign up and use our app, and they're the ones that are going to be getting the ads. But we make our app here. We make our ads available on the SSP, and then they exchange that information and they're going to put their ad onto our ad space. We're selling our ad space for money. Hopefully that makes sense. You can read a little bit more here about the programmatic deals. So the types of deals there are, I'll just touch on them briefly. So there's preferred deals, private marketplace, and open deals when you're doing ad exchange with a marketer or with an advertiser. And so preferred deals are one-to-one relationships. So I directly have with a company, and I can obviously offer premium inventory to the marketer at a pre-negotiated fixed price. But obviously they can see what kind of ad space I have before then. A private marketplace is an exclusive auction where a certain group of buyers are invited to come bid on ad placement. So it's like a private auction kind of thing, and they can use numerous variables when they're bidding if they want to get certain audience data, content type, impression attributes, and more. And then open deals are obviously what they sound like. A buyer can purchase a package of inventory across different publishers depending on their targeting goals. And these deals are executed at an open auction level. Everyone's allowed, but there's predetermined parameters around the exact inventory on which a marketer can bid on. So it's not like, one company can just take over. Publishers have no option to set a price for what they want to get paid. The curated marketplace deals are also available. So buying inventory through these programmatic deals is kind of cool. It creates a relationship between advertisers and publishers, and it gives the advertisers more transparency so they can know who's going to see their ad and in which context. Is it a video? Is it a full screen ad? Is it a tiny little banner? And when working with their supply partners, there's multiple programming buying options available. So preferred deals and private marketplace deals, are more preferable. Open deals are still good too, but yeah, just good for you to know about how those work. Okay, so let's talk about ad formats now. Let's talk about the different types of ads you can put in your app. So we have video ads, we have display ads, native ads, splash ads, banner ads, medium rectangle ads, and way more. I'm going to show you a couple of the main ones, but it's really important to choose the right format for your in-app advertising campaign. So you need to consider, how is your app being used? Is it a game? Is the user do they have to wait for a level to load so you're going to play a video? Is it like a news feed and you just want to show a little banner as they scroll by so it's really non-invasive? And how are they going to experience that ad in the app? So let's get started. So there's video format ads. So the first type of video ad formats, there's multiple video ad formats, is a rewarded video ad. So a rewarded video ad, you can maybe get like gems or something like that in a game that you're playing, and you watch a video to get a certain amount of points, right? And the user has to watch a 30-second ad in order to do that. I'm sure we all we all know what I'm talking about, even if you've never played a game. So gaming apps usually integrate reward video ads because people are hooked on the game and they want to get to the next level, and it enables the users to gain, those virtual goods or currency, and then it's an incentivized method or an effective method to gain those informed clicks and high quality conversions. So since this ad format is optional, it also has the highest viewability rate of any mobile ad format, or since it's opt-in, should I say. Also keep in mind, mobile video advertising is an integral part of successful advertising. To engage audiences on the small screen, because you're leveraging the unique qualities of mobile devices. Video ad formats are effectively delivering, the most engaging brand messages, right? You can't just take someone's full screen on their computer and play a video, whereas on a phone, we do that. So there's interstitial video ads, and an interstitial video ad basically means it's full screen, and it appears during a natural break within that app. So after you complete a level, after you complete your user profile, something like that. This engaging ad format is attractive to advertisers because it fills the entire screen, grabbing their full attention and allows the advertisement to tell their story. So it gives them lots of space to work with and do their advertising. So that is preferred or more popular for the advertisement companies. Video ad formats. So another video ad format is outstream video ads. Outstream video ads are videos that are placed within the app content between images or paragraphs of text, so like Facebook or something, and it will autoplay when it reaches the viewable area of the app. So remember we were talking about viewability, and it has to load for 1 second and 50% of it has to be available. So like if you're scrolling and you only have 40% of that video loaded, it's not going to play. But as soon as you have 50% or more, it'll render, it'll load, and it'll play. And since these ads only play when they're visible, they have high viewability rates, right? Because it's only going to load and play when a user's going to be looking at it. So that'd be like an example, like Facebook or Kijiji, even if you're going through all the ads on Kijiji, and then you have an ad pop up in between. In stream, sorry, I spelled that wrong. In stream pre-roll video ads play before, during, or after video content. So if you think about YouTube, they have ads halfway through the video, and it's like a 5-second video, and it plays within the native video player. It's really popular with publishers that offer video content within their app already. So if you have like a streaming service like Twitch or Netflix or something like that, and you want to put an ad in it, then it's really easy to implement another video ad that just kind of is like a short 30-second break in between the content the user wants to watch. And since mobile video viewership is growing so rapidly, these pre-roll video ads are actually really increasing in their popularity. And it's a good way to grab the attention of consumers. And then one of the last, oh no, that was the last video ad. Now this is a different type of ad format. So there's video ad formats, and then there's display ad formats. So basically you either have something that's static and doesn't move and it's not a video, or you have videos. So these ones are the static display ad formats. So native ads is our first one. As it suggests, it just fits the native look and feel of the non-advertising content. So if you have examples from what you guys are building, an app where it's like a workout app or something like that, and you have workouts, and then you can have an ad in there for another workout that's, you know, being advertised by some gym in the local area, right? But it fits the native feel and look of that app, and it creates a really highly effective, non-disruptive, non-invasive user experience where it feels like it's native to that app. It's perceived as a welcome suggestion or an idea, but it's not like being pushed down your throat kind of thing. Another type of display ad format is interstitial ads and splash ads, where they take up the whole screen again, but this time it's not a video, it's just a picture. And, you know, usually there's like a little X in the top right corner here. Again, they play at a content break within the app. They fill the whole screen. They're engaging. They fill the whole loading screen, and it's an eye-catching experience. Sometimes users can get annoyed by these, so you do have to be careful that you don't do them too much, or else they'll just delete your app, because users want to be able to use your app. You can't just be pumping ads all the time. Banner ads, so down here where this little blue one is, just like a little banner that pops up. It's small in size, but they have a huge reach, which makes them really popular or effective for creating brand awareness. So you just have a little ad pop up, it just sits there the whole time, and if a user wants to click it, then they can click it. Medium rectangle ads is larger visual impact, but it doesn't take up the full screen, so it's not as invasive or annoying to the user, but still quite a large advertising space, and it's high viewability at lower cost since it's not the whole screen. Cool. So those are some formats for displaying our ads. Some best practices to keep in mind while we're trying to do some in-app advertising for our apps. So best practices, know where your ads go. Familiarize yourself with the mobile programmatic supply chain that we talked about with DSPs and SSPs, and understand the role of each of those people inside of that supply chain. 2, choose your supply partners wisely. So many premium publishers only work with a small selection of supply side platforms. So a premium publisher being like a really, really, really popular app that everyone downloads, like Facebook or something like that. Okay, they only work with, maybe Facebook's not a good example because people can put their own ads on Facebook now. YouTube, for example, really popular, and they have they're a premium publisher because it's such a popular app, and the best way for advertisers to maintain control over their ads and get the best return on their investment is to have that direct relationship. So just to know, choose your supply partners wisely. Select banners for reach. So for low cost, large scale in-app advertising, This is more so if we're advertising within an app for ourselves. The banner is a really good option. It's low cost, but it's still big enough that it gets high enough conversion. No ad format can really beat that classic banner ad. I mean, it's up to you what you really want if you want a video, but the classic banner is, it's just a classic. These versatile ad units maintain their popularity among app publishers due to their ability to easily fit within the app environment without being too intrusive. Number four, make an impact with interstitial ads. So full screen ads that make a large visual impact means that they're really effective and engaging, especially doing them at content breaks so the user doesn't get as annoyed. Maximize engagement with interactive video ads. So that's a great way to engage users with a completed creative or complete desired action. Video ad formats allow advertisers to program interactive features directly into ads, which is kind of cool. So you may have seen those video ads where it's like, drag this puzzle piece over here. Does it fit? And then you can actually interact with it, even though it's a video. It's through something called VPAID, which is a video player ad interface definition. And you can put tracking solutions in there so that it can track the movements, and it allows preferred viewability and interaction there. So yeah, it's a cool way to do that, is to maximize engagement with the interactive videos. 6, gain high quality conversions with reward videos. So we talked about the reward video method and using that opt into ad experience. As a result, this format has some of the highest viewability rates because people really want to get those rewards. 7, take advantage of private marketplace programmatic deals. So we kind of talked about those. 8, using top app categories to reach your engaged audiences. So gaming, social, news, those are some of the highest categories on the App Store. And they have the highest mobile user penetration, which makes them the most effective for reaching a diverse base of different engaged users. Reach users of all ages on gaming apps. So gaming apps are universally enjoyed, and users of all ages turn to game apps just to relax. 50% of the US population plays mobile games, and they're a really effective place to advertise, as you probably noticed. Cool. So that's our little PowerPoint on in-app advertising and best practices for in-app advertising success. I'll end this recording here. We'll do another recording in a little bit for a short video, but it's 9:43. We'll take a little break, pause for some questions and stuff. I'm going to end this recording here, though.